Hello, and welcome to Time Between Times storytelling with me, Owen Staton. Thank you ever so much for all the kind words about the recent videos. The visits to the Cadoxton Murderstone and Pennard Castle have gone down really well, and I really appreciate all the kind words, all the comments, and all the support you've given me for those. There are more to come, I promise you. But here we are, back in the studio. Well, studio I can call it, with Richard the Ghost. And here we are about to tell some more tales here in a traditional way. I hope you are all well. So, today we are going to the village of Besford in Worcestershire in England. A long way away, but for a lovely tale. But before we go there, sit back, relax. Join me at the time between times, the time it's neither night nor day, but the sun has gone and the sky is grey, the time when the veil between our world and the fairy world is wafer thin, so thin that for a few moments we can reach into their realm, and for a few moments they can reach into ours. Now is the time that people see ghosts. Now is the time that people see lights in the sky. Now is the time between times. So sit back, my friends. Pretend that you were at the fire pit in the heart of the forest. All around you see your friends gathered for tales traditionally told. You know you are safe here. Far away you can hear the howl of wolves. You can hear the growl of bears. But you know that here you can just let all your cares and your worries wash away on a tide of tales. Here you are, at the time between times. Let me take you back hundreds of years to Besford in Worcestershire. It's hard to say for me. There's a small place called Church Farm, and there once many years ago lived the Earl of Seabright, a great earl known throughout the land as being fair and caring, but he loved his hunting. He had working for him a huntsman called Henry Flint. The Earl and Henry were very close, and one day when they were out hunting, running their hounds through the forests nearby, the Earl's horse stumbled on a stone, and the Earl fell to the ground, hurting his leg badly. Henry was there at hand to help him. He made sure he was taken back to his house safe and well, and cared for him when he was ill. As a message and a thank you, the Earl bought Henry a pair of fine hunting boots. Great leather boots that went to the knee with spurs attached. Being a poor man, Henry Flint was very, very proud to receive these boots. And wherever he would go into town, go to the village, spend his nights at the inn, he would always wear them. The people around all commented on him, said that he was a fine-looking man with those boots. But one night, things changed. There in Church Farm, many, many acres of land, an old stone house, and there in an upstairs bedroom, the Earl of Seabright was fast asleep. The night had been rainy and stormy. Far away, the sound of thunder was like drums in the sky. But the Earl was fast asleep. But then at midnight, the clocks had struck 12, and far away the church bells had rang. The Earl awoke suddenly and heard a commotion coming from the barn outside where the hounds for hunting were kept. They howled, they barked, they ran around, and even here, far away, deep in the heart of the farm, he could hear them. He tried to sleep, even put his head under the pillow, but could still hear them. Eventually, he called out of the window to the outhouse where the huntsman lived, called to Henry Flint and said to him, "Go and see to the hounds. Something is disturbing them." "Yes, sir," came the reply, and the Earl of Seabright went back to bed. A few moments later, you could hear the clanking of Henry's spurs as they made their way across the yard. You could hear the barking carrying on. You heard a voice raised, and then the barking reached a terrible crescendo. And then there was silence. Thankful, the Earl lay back, closed his eyes, and fell fast asleep. Although his sleep was disturbed, he lay in until the morning was very old. Then he made his way down the stairs, had his breakfast, looked outside. The weather was good, so he thought maybe a hunt was in order. He went to the outhouse where the kennelman lived, knocked on the door and called for Henry Flint. There was no answer. He looked inside. Looked like he hadn't been there for a while. Must be with the hounds, thought the Earl. Made his way across the yard at Church Farm till he came to the outhouse, till he came to the barn where the hounds lived. All was silent within. He opened the door and peered inside. The sight that greeted him was not what he expected. There in the centre of the barn stood two boots, with spurs attached. As he walked closer, he could see that all the hounds were fast asleep, their bellies looking full. He walked to pick up the boots, and then, with total horror, realised that the lower part of Henry's legs was still inside. He fled from the barn, had it burnt down. From that day on, the Earl never hunted again. And at night, the time between times, the time it's neither night nor day, but the sun had gone and the sky was grey, the Earl would often hear outside the clanking of spurs and footsteps making their way across the yard. Even after the Earl had long passed, in a place now known where houses are built, the place still known as Dog Kennel Place, it is said that at night the sound of the clanking spurs and the boots are often heard. Some people have even claimed to see them walking unaided without a body across where the yard used to be, and the baying of hounds is heard when the rain starts to fall and the thunder roars through the night. That spirit of Henry Flint, the kennelman of Besford, still walks. Well, the lower part of him still walks. Now you may dismiss this as no more than a flight of fancy, a strange tale hundreds of years old. But in 1930, when they were building some new houses in Dog Kennel Place, the worksmen dug deep and found a skeleton just there under the earth, damaged, torn, bite marks all over it, and missing the lower part of its legs. Strange tale indeed, is it not? But the tale of the kennelsman of Besford has been passed from generation to generation, and here at the time between times, the time it's neither night nor day, but the sun is gone and the sky is grey, I tell you that tale. Interesting, is it not? Well, my friends, please take care and join me here next time, where I will tell you another tale. But in the meantime, please follow the Time Between Times podcast. It can be found wherever you find podcasts. There you will find longer tales, told in a mindful way to enable you to relax and listen to a story. Please contact me on Twitter at Owen S. Griffiths, and please drop me an email, owenstaton@aol.com. And if you are being really kind, please like, subscribe to these videos. They are the only places where these tales now are carried on for generation after generation. So in order for me to make more, I need your support. Please, please like and subscribe. And if you're feeling really generous, go to www.ko-fi.com/Owen Staton. And there, my friends, you can buy me a coffee. I'd be very pleased with that. Telling tales is a difficult business. In the meantime, take care of yourselves. Have a fantastic week. Look after yourselves and know that here at the Time Between Times, you are always safe to listen to tales traditionally told. No star.